there are a lot of application of physics in our daily life. For rice cooker, the application of physics that apply are thermodynamics. Thermodynamics is the first law state that the energy can be converted from one to another, but can destroy or create in isolated system. Second, the energy conversion. The electrical source which is electric energy changed to heat energy. Thirdly, the internal energy. To make the rice cook functioning well, the energy of rice and water will increase when the absorption of heat from the heating element. The equation that we use is internal energy equal to heat minus work done. If the work done by other system, it will be negative work done. Fourth, isothermal process, where the temperature at constant. In rice cooker, when the water starts to boiling at 100 degrees Celsius, the temperature will remain at constant if the heat is added. The heat added will change to steam, thus the rice will cook more efficiently. Last but not least, heat transfer. There are two types of heat transfer that apply in rice cooker. First, conduction, when the heat energy from the base heating element transferred directly through the inner part of rice cooker with water and rice. Secondly, convection. It happens when heat moves through mass movement of molecules from one to another within water, which is natural convection that helps to cook the rice uniformly.
What do you require in a main body? First, you have a thermal sensing device. Second, electric heating pad. And lastly, the micro switch. The thermal sensing device works by measuring the voltage across the diode terminals. As the voltage rises, so does the temperature. And then a voltage drop occurs between the transistor terminals and the emitter in the diode. The electric heating pad. The pulse rate depresses the thermal sensing device, and then the heating plate quickly brings the water to a boil, making the water in the boil heat up and cook the rice. Lastly is the micro switch. The switch will turn off on its own once it reaches the high temperature. So basically, next we'll be moving on with inner cooking container. There will be three types of pot. First, stainless steel. Second, non-sticky. And the third is ceramic. Stainless steel. The pot made of steel alloy that includes chromium, an element that prevents corrosion, as well as providing some light heat resistance. So, the stainless steel pot is a lot more durability than other pots. Non-sticky. Non-sticky pot has non-porous chemical coating over the interior that makes a slick, non-reactive surface that keeps food from sticking to the bottom of the pan. Lastly is the ceramic. The coating on the inside of a ceramic pot functions similarly to a non-stick pot. The last part of the rice cooker is the lid. First, the lid must have multiple holes. Second, it will be made of glass. Why do you require many holes? So it can be a pathway out for the steam to go through in the process of cooking. Glass. It is a good heat insulator, making the heat inside the pot prevented from escaping, and it can reduce injuries if we unconsciously touch it.
The next is who needs specifically. So there are two types, which is families, people who live alone, and people who are busy with work. For families usually consume rice daily for every meal, morning, evening, and for dinner. So rice cooker is easier to cook in a big batch consistently compared to using the normal pot, and it is very quicker than cooking rice traditionally. So next is individual who live alone. So first, rice cooker is very versatile. It's a versatile cooking appliance, and it requires no skill. As we all know, people who live alone tend to like buying appliances that can be used in a various way, and it requires no skill. So you just have to press the button and the rice cooker will do its job. Next is people who are busy with work. So rice cooker is a great investment for people who are busy with work because it's very energy efficient and save time and effort. Like I said before, it doesn't need you don't have to wait for the rice to cook. You just press the button and the timer will come off, and you can have a freshly cooked rice.
How often do people experience this problem? The first problem, the rice sticks to the bottom of the pot. This happens when the rice is not rinsed properly. So, we must rinse the rice until the water becomes clear. The second problem, the rice overcooks. This happens when the temperature is too high, the time of cook is too long, or the lid is open while it was cooking. If we open the lid while it was cooking, it will allow some steam in the pot evaporate to the surrounding, making the rice not cook effectively. The third problem, the rice undercooks. This happens when we do not add enough water. The last problem is the water overflows out of the pot. This happens when we add too much water and the rice grains are coated in a loss of starch. When we boil the rice in the pot, the starches form big, soapy, angry bubbles that steam pushes up and out of the pot.
Next, we're gonna head into what might be the problem for users. So first is rice cooker is dependent on electricity. So without electricity, you cannot cook the rice. It's very different from the traditional ways of cooking rice, which is on the stove that uses fire. Okay. Next is initial cost. As we all know, rice cookers tends to be more on the expensive side, since it's very developed cooking appliance. So next is difficulty in cleaning. So rice cooker has a lot of compartment, which is the top compartment we have like those clicks, and then we have the pot compartment which you have to take it out when you want to wash it and stuff. Okay, next is rice cookers may take space in the kitchen for storage. As we all know, rice cooker is very bulky and it's not thin, so it does take some space in the kitchen. So next is what will happen if that need is not met. Number one is user satisfaction, which is some consumers read the review about the rice cooker through online, so they might put a high expectation when they bought it through store. Next is there are lots of types of rice cookers, so sometimes you get confused which one is the better one. The third one is consumers have their own demand, for instance, size, capacity of the rice cooker. Next is the producer's reputation, which is the consumers will be less confident in the quality and the performance of the product. Next is it will cause the consumers or customers to give a negative feedback, thus the sale will decrease because the loss of customers.
What is your unique approach to meeting this need? The first one, we got multifunction, which is in a modern design that has many cooking modes such as frying, boiling, steaming and more. And the second one is control in time, which is you can set the time in the pressure cooker and you can leave it. When it is cooked, the switch will automatically turn off and the food will stay warm. The last one is user friendly. Facilitate the user. For example, the user can do other work while waiting for the food to cook. And the user can also set the length of time required for cooking.
Next is what is our solution broadly speaking? First thing first, we must add automatic steam release mechanism. An automatic steam release mechanism in a rice cooker is designed to manage the pressure and steam generated during cooking. It usually involves a valve that releases excess steam to maintain optimal pressure, preventing overcooking or burning. This mechanism enhances safety by reducing the risk of accidental burns from sudden steam release. It also ensures consistent cooking result as it helps maintain the ideal moisture level inside the cooker. Additionally, some advanced rice cookers use sensors to control the steam release more precisely. Secondly, give user instruction on how to use the rice cooker correctly. Here is some steps that user can use. First is measure rice and water, which is use the provide measuring cup for rice and fill the cooker pot with the correct amount of the water as per the cooker's guideline. Second, rinse the rice, which is we will rinse the rice under cold water with the water runs clear if recommended. Number 3, Place the rice in the cooker pot and add water. Part 1. Set cooking options, which is we will select the desired cooking mode. For example, for white rice or for brown rice. The fifth one is we will start the cooking, which we will close the lid and press the start button. Next, we will make sure the automatic steam release is the function, so that it will handle the excess steam during the cooking. Then, once the cooking is complete, the cooker will switch to the warm mode. And lastly, we will open the lid carefully, then fluff the rice with the included spatula and serve. Clean the pot and cooker after use.
For non-sticky, an old rice cooker, when the rice is cooked, it will stick to the pot and become a crust. The new rice cooker has been upgraded by using a non-stick cooker. This makes it easier for user to wash the pot. Add a timer to make sure the rice cooks well. The rice will be undercooked or overcooked. The problem with all pots is that there is no set timer. With the timer set, the rice can cook evenly. If there is no set timer, the rice may be undercooked or overcooked. If the rice undercooked, the rice will be hard and inedible. If the rice overcooked, the rice will become mushy and not good to eat with side dishes.
Next, if you have a technical issue, so I want to tell about how you want to solve the issue. First thing first is the rice cooker sensor problem. Inaccurate sensor can lead to undercook or overcook the rice. So the first alternative that we can use is let user give feedback on how the cooker works and use this information to make the cooker better over time. And the second one is developing high quality, reliable sensor and calibrating them correctly during manufacturing. It may cost much, but it is efficient alternative to get a better quality. The last one is use material that protects sensor from the steam and moisture. It also may cost much, but if we look for the further information, we may get the cheap one but good in the quality. The second one is about the safety of the rice cooker. Some rice cooker can become dangerously hot on the outside due to the poor insulation, potentially causing burns if we touch during use. So the first method that we can use is test the electrical component and heat the insulation to meet safety standard and protect user from hazard. And the second one is use material that can withstand high temperature to ensure the cooker remains safe and functional over time. So, it shows that the most important is the material of each component must can release heat and direct heat up quickly. And the last one is about the electricity cost. High energy use is not eco-friendly and increases electricity cost for user. So, the first thing first, we must ensure the rice cooker cooks food efficiently and quickly. The second one is use as little electricity as possible while cooking. And the last one is create a rice cooker that works well and save energy. Thus, it will benefiting the environment and also reducing the electricity cost. To conclude all these points, we know by overcoming these problems, we must make sure our rice cooker is fine and do not have any technical issues and no problem. So, the manufacturers can make rice cooker that always make a great rice, make user happier and more trusting in the products.